If at this point you do not believe that there's a clear double standard when it comes to the media and the Democrats, then I don't know what else to tell you. Now again, I've made a lot of videos about Joe Biden and the allegations he is facing from Tara Reid, but that's not the subject of the video. I'm not going to convince you on whether or not Joe Biden did it and whether or not Tara Reid is lying. I'm not going to convince you of that. But this video is going to be focusing on how the Democrats do not have any principles whatsoever, and their method for 2020 is basically is win by any means necessary. Because it's clear that the Democrats, they use the Me Too movement for political gain. All they care about is power. They will use anything and anyone in order to get that power. If it means they have to defend minorities in order to make themselves look good, then they will do so. But the moment that minority says, I do not believe with your nonsense, they will turn around and say that minority is not a true minority. Let's look at an example with Cenk Uygur and David Webb a few years back. Cenk Uygur is all for minorities, but the moment when David Webb, a conservative black man, ends up, defying what black people should and shouldn't be like, Cenk Uygur goes after him and calls him an Uncle Tom. This is what the Democrats are. They say they champion your ideology, but the moment it turns against them, they say, we didn't believe in it anyway. When it comes to Alyssa Milano, for example, before she pledged her support for Tara Reid, she said that she still believes in due process. What about the due process that you were going for, Brett Kavanaugh? Where was his due process? What about Donald Trump? And there are going to be some people on this video who's going to say, well, what about Donald Trump's more accusations compared to Joe Biden? It's not about whataboutism. The problem that a lot of people are calling out right now is that the Me Too movement is not about due process. It's about a witch hunt, pointing fingers and expecting that the victim be believed 100% without considering the fact that they maybe could be making it up. Now, when it comes to the whole situation with the Democrats, it turns out that the Democrats, they don't care about the Me Too movement. They don't have any principles whatsoever. Why? Because like I said earlier, Democrats, their method is win by any means necessary. Well, from the Washington Examiner, a veteran journalist has said that he doesn't care about an investigation. The only thing that matters and that's more important than Joe Biden's allegations are beating Donald Trump. So the title of this article reads, Veteran Journalist on Biden Allegation. I don't want an investigation. I want a win. Martin Tolchkin, a former top editor of the Hill who helped launch Politico, said he doesn't want an investigation into a sexual assault allegation against presumptive Democratic presidential nominee Joseph R. Biden, arguing that a win against President Trump in November is more important than vetting the claim. I don't want an investigation. I want a coronation of Joe Biden, Mr. Tolchkin, a former Washington correspondent for the New York Times, wrote in a letter to the paper's editor Monday. Would he make a great president? Unlikely, he continued. Would he make a good president? Good enough. Would he make a better president than the present occupant? Absolutely. I don't want justice, whatever that may be. I want to win. The removal of Donald Trump from office and Mr. Biden is our best chance. There goes to show you. Democrats, they don't care about the Me Too movement. They don't care about justice or whatever they care. They only care about is Biden beating Trump. That's what their goal is. Win by any means necessary. Whatever it takes, whatever it costs. That's what they care about. If the Democrats, the Democratic establishment at least, if they were given a choice between stopping two trains about to crash into a wall, one train has 10 babies in it, the second train has Joe Biden, I guarantee the Democrats, they would stop the train with Joe Biden on it and let those 10 babies die. That's how little to no principles these Democrats have. They champion these ideas, but the moment it turns against them, they say, well, we didn't mean believe all women. When we said that, we meant in due process as well. Right, but when it comes to Brett Kavanaugh, you clearly didn't care whether or not there was enough evidence. Even when there's more evidence of Tara Reid, of Tara Reid's situation with Joe Biden, the Democrats, some of them still say, well, Joe Biden said he didn't do it, so that's more than enough. But when Brett Kavanaugh said, I didn't do it, then we're saying, well, he's lying. Well, again, that's the irony of the Democrats. But again, I'm not going to be the person who's going to say, you know what, one person is more than enough to generalize what the Democrats are saying. Nope, I have two more instances where the Democrats, or at least left-leaning individuals, clearly don't have any principles. Lisa Blumen, for example, on May 1st, she ended up, saying that she believes Tara Reid, but beating Trump is more important than her allegations. Let us read her tweet, shall we? I believe you, Tara Reid. You have people who remember you told them about this decades ago. We know he is handsy. You are not asking for money. You obviously struggled mightily with this. I still have to fight Trump, so I will support Joe. But I believe you and I'm sorry. In other words, she is saying, I know that Joe Biden has a record of being very handsy. I know that. I know that there's more evidence compared to that of Christine Blasey Ford. But beating Donald Trump is more important than your tragedy. That's a huge sum up of what's going on within that word salad. Lisa Bloom, she's a huge supporter of these women who come out and accuse these individuals who abuse their power, and Joe Biden is one of them. But it's clear that Lisa Bloom, when it comes to Donald Trump versus Biden, she believes that the ends justify the means. I will ignore my principles. I will ignore what I have been fighting for because I believe that beating Trump is more important than holding Joe Biden accountable. Now let's go with Nancy Pelosi. Now, Nancy Pelosi, the great Speaker of the House, and I say that with sarcasm, of course, and the representative of the great state of California, again, sarcasm. She has basically sided with Joe Biden, and now she's getting frustrated because she is getting sick and tired of being asked that question. Like I said, when it came to Pelosi, they asked her about Joe Biden. Says, "Well, he denied it, therefore it's good enough. It's proof that he didn't do it." But when Brett Kavanaugh says, "I did not do what she's accusing me of," people are saying he's lying. You should arrest him for lying under oath. This is the problem with the Democrats. Not only the clear double standard when it comes to the response of the Me Too movement, at least when it comes to the allegations of Tara Reid compared to that of Brett Kavanaugh, but also the lack of principles. Democrats, they never cared about women. They never did. If they did, they would be consistent on every single issue. But nope, they say we believe Biden, and we believe that even though we some of us might admit that he could possibly be guilty of what he's being accused of, we prefer Biden in the presidential office than Donald Trump. That's how desperate we are. That's pretty much what they're saying. But now she's getting frustrated. Pelosi snaps over Biden rape accusation. I'm not going to answer this question again. From Daily Wire, and the Daily Wire says, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi appeared to show frustration over being asked about the sexual assault allegation against Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden during an MSNBC interview on Tuesday, telling host Ari Melber that she was not going to answer this question again. Joe Biden, speaking out just days ago on the allegation of a sexual assault, Melber said, now that he has given that answer, do you view this as a closed issue, and what is your response? Well, it is for me. I have said I'm proud to support Joe Biden for president, Pelosi responded. I believe him when he says it didn't happen, but I also believe him when he said, let them look into the records, and that's what they should do. But I'm not going to answer this question again. Like I said, for her, Joe Biden saying, I didn't do it, it's more than enough proof for her. But when Brett Kavanaugh said, I didn't do it multiple times, then we're going to say, well, that's not good enough. He must be lying. Believe Christine Blasey Ford. Believe all women. This is the problem with the Democrats. They only care about power, and they will use anything, any movement, or anyone to get that power. They tried to get the power by accusing Brett Kavanaugh, by using the standard of believe all women. We don't need due process. Believe all women. They used that in order to at least upset some sort of power. In this case, was preventing a conservative individual from becoming a Supreme Court justice. When it came to Donald Trump, same thing. Used that power in order to prevent him and ruin his chance of becoming president, and yet that was all in vain anyway. Like I said, this isn't about whataboutism. What about Trump? What about Kavanaugh? The problem here is the clear double standard and the clear lack of principles the Democrats have, at least the Democratic establishment. They say, believe all women, but the moment Joe Biden gets accused, they say, well, we need due process. Oh, well, Joe Biden denied it, so therefore it's more than enough proof that he didn't do it. This is the problem with the Democrats. The Democrats, they dug their own grave. This is the rules that they issued. These are the rules that they established during this game of politics. But now that they're losing by the rules they established, now they want to change them. Even worse, they want to say, well, rules for thee, but not for me. This is the problem with the Democrats. They don't have principles. They don't have principles. When it comes to a conservative, oh yeah, let's use the Me Too movement. But the moment that movement is used against them, they say, well, we need evidence first. Oh, that's not enough evidence. Oh, Joe Biden denied it. Oh, that's more than enough. Democrats have lost their mind at this point, and it's clear that their method for 2020 is win by any means necessary. Like I said, and I'll repeat it again. If there were two trains about to crash into a wall, one train had 10 babies in it and one had Joe Biden, the Democrats would stop Joe Biden's train and sacrifice 10 babies. That's how desperate they are when it comes to beating Donald Trump. And again, I kind of feel bad for the guy too. It's not that I'm defending the guy, but clearly Joe Biden isn't capable of being president. The guy has so many gaffes. The guy doesn't even know where he is half the time. It's really disappointing to see Democrats that this is the best they have to muster, and they have to play dirty in order to win. Why don't you let Joe Biden fight off his own accusations? Oh wait, that's right, because probably he's gonna accidentally admit it, or even worse, he's gonna say all these word salad, non-coherent sentences. Well, about the allegation, well, it was on a Monday, and Mondays are very bad, and that's nonsense. That's what Joe Biden would do. The Democrats clearly are desperate, and they're willing to do anything to protect Joe Biden and abandon their principles, that is, if they even had any, in order to beat Trump. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, share this with your friends. Because again, this video isn't about whether or not you believe Tara Reade, whether or not you believe Christine Blasey Ford. This video is mostly about pointing out the hypocrisy of the Democrats and how they will abandon their set principles in order to get Donald Trump out of office, even if it means protecting a man who has been more credibly accused than when it came to Christine Blasey Ford and Brett Kavanaugh. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.